Um, Leadership, consistency, um, changing my body as much as possible is really the main focus.
When it comes to leadership, just Lucas used the word accountability a lot talking with us. How do you define what you want to be in terms of
Honestly, this year, just with everything we went through as a team, kind of gave me a better blueprint on how I was gonna kind of try to attack the leadership qualities that I know I have and bring them to the light. Sitting back thinking of what I can do for each one of my teammates to better them, what I can do. Not what anybody else can do. And like I said, this year kind of really gave me a better perspective on that.
leadership? Specifically
I don't have specifics for you, but I know.
D'Angelo, on that issue, I think a lot of times you've said about, you get the credibility to be able to have that. How did you see that grow throughout the year?
I would say it was kind of an excuse. I don't think you. I mean, I think you need the credibility to a certain extent, but I feel like if your teammates see you doing it, doing what you're trying to preach, or they witness you trying to do the right thing at all times, or when no one's looking, it kind of gives them a better perspective on you. And I feel like with this year, for me, it wasn't consistent enough. With my play, with my communication, with everything, it wasn't consistent enough for them to respect what I had to say.
Are you someone who's naturally comfortable with having people look to you, or is that something that you have to sort of like get yourself?
Uh, I mean, honestly, this is all new. Not being necessarily a leader, just really, I would say I've never been in a position where I had to I don't know how to say it. I've always been in a leadership position, but where I had to go be the leader. Everything was natural to me. What I said to players, how I came prepared to work, that was all natural to me. It was never, oh, today I have to come this way because everybody's watching me. It was never anything like that. So it's all new, but like I said, I'm ready. I'm excited for it.
What's the last week or so been like for you? What have you? How tough has it been to fly back and forth? Has this experience in any way think you matured from that?
Yeah, I mean, losing someone that was really close is always hard, but it's about how you respond and those sorts. I don't really consider it hard. The last week, as far as traveling and doing all of that wasn't really a factor, but just losing someone was really the main thing that was tough for me.
When you think being able to play through a game, do you think that experience helps you in terms of going out on the court?
Yeah, like I said, that day was a crazy day for me. I told coach that I was planning on getting on the next flight. I wasn't gonna play, and no one was home, so it was tough. Like my brothers, like no one was really home. It was just my best friend, and we talked really to like a detailed conversation, and he was like, "Man, this is the start of your legacy. You'll remember this day forever. You play good, you play bad, you'll remember it. If you play bad, the good thing about that is that you'll remember that you played bad, and you try to do whatever you can the next time to play well." And he was like, "If you play good, the same thing. You'll try to keep that consistency up when adversity hits you or whatnot." And something just triggered in me to play. You know, um, I didn't really care if I played good or bad. It was really trying to win. That was my main focus throughout that game. And my teammates, the coaches, everybody around me kind of made it easier to play because I didn't really care about running a play or anything like that. It was just what I could do for the team to make the team win. And we won. So that was a great feeling.
D'Angelo, what do you think the organization's support did for you during this tough time?
It was great. just the little things, the flowers they sent me for my grandmother's wake and funeral. Just a lot of stuff like that that not a lot of people know or pay attention to. They played a major part in it.
Did she have a role or presence in your life when it came to basketball?
Not really. The ladies in my family were more. They weren't really sports fanatics. They knew basketball. They knew their grandson, or son played basketball, but they never kept up. They never really kept up with it. So if I was coming home from long weekends and stuff like that in high school, they were like, "Why you travel so much in high school?" And then they'd see me participate in like a McDonald's All-American game or something like that, and just little stuff like that kind of gave them a heads up, but they never really were familiar with it.
Did your grandma, was she the kind that would spoil you and your brothers, or was she more, did she stay strict? How was she?
No, growing up, she was really you learn from your mistakes type of person, you know. So you kind of got the freedom to do whatever you wanted, but when it wasn't right, you really knew, and she let you know. But she was definitely the spoiling type, you know. We had everything growing up, but
Your grandmother wasn't necessarily a sports fan. Were there any lessons that you learned from her that you think apply to
yeah.
the basketball court?
Yeah, like I said, she was my dad's mom. So a lot of the characteristics that my dad had were from her, because my dad didn't have his dad. So like my grandmother was like his mom and his dad. She played that role. So she I don't know, she was really big on right and wrong. You know, what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. There's no secret to it, and she kind of lived by that.
Did you learn anything about her just with all your family there this week, last week? Did you learn anything about her that you didn't know?
I was really close with my grandmother. So a lot of people that were at the funeral and stuff like that I never met or never seen. But to know that she had so many friends was really a positive that I took from that. She had a lot of friends and a lot of people that knew her for her. They didn't know her for anything else. It was really just for her. So.
In terms of the season, how you played, were you satisfied with how the season went with you? Or what did you take away from the season on the court?
I wouldn't say satisfied, but I think our record as a whole kind of shadowed that we played bad as a team. But I think we had a lot of improvements that I'm really excited for. You know, going into the next season, you know, you kind of got a better feel for players and coaching staff, little stuff like that really affected me individually. You know, individually, I would say I wouldn't say I played bad, but if I look throughout the season, I would say that I was inconsistent at times. And speaking in my exit interview, that was the main focus, being consistent. You know, and the best thing about that is I can control that. I can control how much work I put in for me to be more consistent. I knew how hard I worked last summer, and I saw the outcome for this year. So I'm just excited because I kind of got a better feel for it going into my third year.
What do you think
What area
caused
do you
that?
fit?
What do you think caused that inconsistency?
I don't know. The basketball gods. I honestly, I don't know. I worked my tail off. I don't think you're gonna play perfect every game, but limiting the games you don't play up to your abilities. So that's my main focus.
What area do you think that you improved on the most this year?
I would say playmaking. You know, I feel like I could score it or get the shot that I wanted anytime I want. So picking and choosing when I could do that and when I didn't, you know, when I was trying to create for somebody else, was really something I would say I improved on.
Last question.
You talked earlier about ways you learn what is required of leadership, the things that you have to do to adjust. How much just in general as a young player are you learning as you go?
A lot, you know. honestly, a lot of the things that we do at a young, being young in this league is winging it. You know, you just wing it. You know, so I try to go into every scenario with the best, with the best attitude or prepared the best way I could possibly prepare for it. But honestly, it's just winging it and trying to, trying to stay positive throughout that.